Hi my lovelies, it's Nisha. So as you can see, I've got only my face makeup on, and that's because this video is about different technique of applying your foundation for long lasting makeup without using too much powder. Okay, so a while ago I came across this video of quite well-known makeup artist Jordan Liberty. I don't know how it just appeared in my suggested videos, and he did this video about long-lasting makeup without need for baking. And when I started watching it, I thought, yeah, I've heard of it, it's nothing new. But he does it very, very different to what I've seen before, and it really works. So I've been using this technique for a while, for a couple of weeks I would say, every day, and it really works for me. So this technique of applying powder before you apply foundation, and I have seen those techniques before on YouTube, but people were putting so much powder before foundation that when I tried it, it was just a mess. It just did not work for me. Well, this is very different. So I thought I share it with you. I've tried it with a few different foundations and it worked with every one of them. So I would suggest you try it for yourself and see if it works for you. So let's get to the demo. Okay, so first thing, you obviously apply your skincare compatible with your skin type, and then the next thing you do, I'm going to use the Laura Mercier translucent setting powder because that's what he used. You take a bit of this powder, not too much, and you dust this powder all over your face. Not too much, just to take the shine away from the moisturizer. And I concentrate mostly on the parts of my face that do get oily throughout the day. And just tiny bit everywhere else. So it's just really light dusting of powder. And I suppose this makes sense because, like he says, if you don't put powder before, just foundation, and throughout the day, all the oils start coming through and they mixed with that creamy foundation and it creates a cake. And then when you apply powder on the top of it, it sometimes makes your makeup go darker, more cakey. So I suppose it makes sense that this powder stops the oil coming through. It's like a barrier before the oil hits the actual foundation. But now, after this, he said you should use a setting spray, and whatever spray you like using, again, if you need mattifying or whatever for your skin type, that's what you use. I love my Morphe setting mist, so I'm using that. And obviously you let that dry. And what he did next is apply primer. I don't use primers, I don't have big pores or too much of an oil problem, but if you use your primer, he said that the primer is going to perform much better on this base. So I am going to go straight into a foundation. I'm going to use Shiseido Synchro-skin, the original one. I have it in a little bottle because I've mixed here my golden 3 and golden 4. But I have tried it with two other foundations. I've tried it with Urban Decay Stay Naked. I've tried it with Givenchy, and I've tried it with another foundation, and it worked perfectly with all of them. So I think this technique will work with most foundations. So I will just apply it as normal with my brush. So now I'm gently spreading my foundation, and you know, I love this foundation, but honestly after what I just did, this looks even better. I don't put too much pressure. I've got a bit of fake tan, so I think I could have just gone with the 4, but that's okay, we will bronze. Just a bit on my forehead. That's too much. But this bottle is not very good. Also, have you noticed I didn't put that powder under my eyes? Obviously, the under eye area, especially at our age, is not greasy, it's not oily, and it actually is more prone to drying out. I also noticed that with this technique, you know how I have a problem with foundation staying and attaching to my nose? It does much better job staying on your nose as well and actually covering the nose. I usually have to go with a concealer over my nose, but with this technique I've noticed I don't have to do that. And that's my foundation done. It looks absolutely beautiful. So this technique, the powder and the spray didn't add any bulk, any texture. It just made the foundation look even nicer. So I am going to put my concealer on now and just powder lightly under my eyes, and I'll be back. Okay, so I did my concealer and I also did my brows off camera, and before I do anything else I will bring you closer to show you what the foundation looks like. I haven't powdered anywhere, so because I have quite dry skin, I've got mostly problem in my T-zone, I don't feel I need any more powder. But if you do have oily skin, then you can lightly powder on the top of that, but just lightly. And there is no need for baking to keep this makeup in place, trust me. So here is close-up of what the makeup looks like. I think it looks really nice. It doesn't look any more cakey if I did it without the powder first. And also he said you can spray again with a setting spray, but that's just up to you. I think the most important part of this technique is the powder and the setting spray before you apply foundation. So now without any more powdering, I'm going to apply my bronzer, blush and highlighter. Okay, and that's the finish, foundation application. Believe me, this really works. So just try it if it's for you. Like I said, it minimizes the amount of powder I put on afterwards. Sometimes I don't put any. On my more oily days, I might just put some on my forehead and my chin. And this foundation stays looking like this all day. So I really feel that this technique works. I will leave you the link to Jordan's video because he explains it much better. And have a try and see if it works for you. That's all for today. Thank you so much for watching and stay fabulous. Bye.